You're live.
All right, hey guys, JT Trousdale with Jaggers here. We're here to do a good faith repair for Allstate on claim number 074-125-7513. Today's date is 4/26. It is currently 84 degrees outside. We always like to list that because obviously if it's too hot and the roof will be entirely too hot for you to step on, you stand a much higher chance at damaging the roof. We don't ever want to put the customer in that situation, as well as if it's too cold, then the shingles are going to be too stiff to do the repair. We don't want to do that either. So we want to make sure we're between probably 45 degrees and 90 degrees. That's kind of our cap where we want to be at. So I always like to cite that just so that the adjuster knows, you know, the current climate when we were actually attempting this repair. Now we have a crease shingle here. You can see the crease going across it. So this is the shingle that we're going to attempt to repair. We've got the appropriate shingle, matching color. Obviously old roof, new shingle. It's not going to match exactly, but it is the correct color. We're going to get this shingle repaired. In order to do that, we will have to lift these two rows. This row to get to the nails that are nailed directly into this one. This row is because this shingle's nails are catching the top of this one. We want to make sure we get all those nails out because when I go to pull this shingle out, I don't want to be tearing it, and then I don't want to put a new shingle back in that's sitting on top of other nails, right? We want to make sure we have a good repair attempt on this because, again, the goal of this is to determine whether or not this roof is in fact repairable. If in the process of repairing this shingle, I'm damaging the shingles above it, well, obviously can't repair it because you're doing more harm than you are good. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get into it. I've got brackets around the shingle that I need to repair. That makes it easier for you while you're watching this video to be able to keep up with the area that you need to be looking at. I will always mark where our nails should be. The reason I do that is because I want to make sure that whoever put this roof on before actually did a proper install, and that, again, it's not a matter of improper installation. Everything was done right. So that's the things we want to look for. Our goal here is to give you all the information that you need to make the appropriate decision to take care of the customer. So with that being said, we'll get started. This is my favorite pry bar, hands down. The reason I like this pry bar is when it is sitting flat, it is at roughly a 25 to 30 degree angle. It's got a very wide foot, it's long, it's easy to get under the shingle, get to the nail without the shingle having to be way up here on this pry bar. We want to make sure we're being as gentle with these as possible. Now, whenever I'm getting ready to break these loose, you will never ever see me up and down with it. Because if I do that, these sharp points can sometimes break through the shingle. We want to make sure that we're not damaging the shingle because we're being too rough with it. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get rolling. I always like to keep flat. I'll rotate back and forth to get this thing loose. That is kind of the goal of what we're wanting to do. Now, as I'm just getting these loose, as soon as they're kind of popping up from this tar strip, I'm already seeing granule pop up off of the shingle. That's not a good sign. It's not supposed to do that. So it's something we're going to need to keep an eye on as we roll through this process. I begin seeing the same thing with this next row up. So awesome granule with this minimum of movement. As you can see, I mean, we're talking about a 5 degree difference in angle of the shingle. It should not be coming loose with granule like that. Not a good sign. It's usually a telltale sign for a textbook non-repairable roof. All right, we've got everything loose. We're going to get underneath them, see where our nails are placed at, make sure they're in their appropriate places. I like to take my hand, when I slide underneath, I will always spread my fingers wide. I want to make sure I'm putting even pressure on that shingle whenever I'm lifting it up, because a lot of times these older roofs, if you use a finger to pull, they'll rip right in the middle where your finger's at. We don't want that to happen. Again, we want to be gentle with it. So with that being said, nail, 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 nail. Great. 4 nails in the appropriate spots. Hey guys, whoever did this install before, fantastic job, good installation on that. So we'll get to rolling with getting this thing removed. Now the other thing you will notice is you won't see me hammer this up and down to get that nail out. We like to get under the nail, firm pressure. You can feel it pull loose from that wood, that we're not being over aggressive. Once I get up, I give it a little pat, pulls my nail right out. here we got to get up. Nail here. And then this should be our last nail hole. Got them all, should slide right out. Nails are all in the nail strip, so again, good install, guys, on that. Now, did you guys see that? Did you get that on video?
Yeah, I got all the
As soon as I turned this up, I've seen amount of granule fell off of this shingle. That is not a good sign. You guys can see the crease on it. Something else I want you to notice too is across the tops of these, they're already starting to crease. We're already starting to see granule come loose. You can see the mark going across them. Textbook non-repairable, unfortunately, but again, we want to finish this process, make sure we get it done. Now, when we go to put the nails back, obviously that's when you will see me lift the shingle the highest for obvious reasons. When I'm hammering this nail back down, I don't want to be clipping the other shingle. So I got to get it out of the way enough that I can get to it with a hammer, but I don't want to exceed past that 45-degree mark. Up. We want to make sure we're always in line with the shingles to our left and to our right. All right, we're in there, we're good. We will start putting nails back. Even just doing that, already seeing a lot of granule come out of this corner. This roof is super brittle, and even the fact that it's hotter out. Traditionally, even an older roof that's brittle, when it's this hot outside and we're pushing close to kind of that cap, they're usually a lot more flexible. This one, I mean, you're having to put a good little decent amount of energy to get it to bend up, but then when you are, all this granule is creasing up and coming up out of these spots. So that is definitely no bueno. Last nail. All right, we'll put in the nails that we took out earlier. Should be 4 nails. The other thing too, I want to note when we do these, we want to make sure that when we're putting these nails back, we're not trying to hit the same nail holes. Obviously that hole's already been made. It's not going to grip well on the nail, so we want to go up, down, left, or right of that, but staying within the nail strip to make sure that we're grabbing good decking. Yeah, I mean, you can literally see granule just flipping up off of that. That's not good. We're creasing all the way across the tops of these. Again, I like to obviously always talk this through for you, the adjuster, to make sure that you can hear and see what we're talking about. But again, I mean, we got crease marks across the tops of these. We got a heavy loss of granule. You can almost notice a difference in it now just from simple up and downs. This shouldn't be the case. We want to make sure that we're not damaging the water membrane that's protecting this customer's home. So if in the process of replacing this one, these are being damaged in the manner that they are, it's not a good sign. It's not an appropriate way to do things. Again, that is a not good install. Or sorry, not a good repair. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 nails put back in there. Shingles in place, it's good, it's held, it's locked down. Obviously shingles good shape, good color match. Again, when you rub across like this should not be coming out. We've got lines across this shingle, single tab, and of course across these two shingles at the top. So in the process of repairing one shingle, I have now damaged 4. So again, textbook non-repairable roof. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us today. Claim number again, 074-125-7513, April the 26th, 84 degrees out. JT Trousdale with Jagras Adjusters. Thank you so much for making the right decision, taking care of the customer. Take care.